It has a little bit additional security in it.
Okay, so what's next? Where do I go next?
So go ahead and click the SIM pack where it says new next to it.
Oh, okay. There we go. You guys are hilarious, by the way. Y'all's responses right now on the questions. I've got folks making some very funny statements about the numbers they just saw, so trying to hold myself together here. Okay, this is awesome. Okay, very good. So we can actually access this right now because I just did it live, and this is where we're going to go through this tutorial, which actually looks a lot like the Solavei overview tutorial.
That's right, and we kept the same format because it worked so well on the last one, and we felt like we wanted to stay consistent. It's really, really easy to navigate.
Okay, so first off, we got little George there. Obviously, he's going to take us through to the finish line. And so this is going to be a complete, with Solavei SIM Pack, social members can quickly enroll new members who bring their own phone and activate their mobile service on the spot. This will allow you to guide your new member through the enrollment and activation process to ensure their service is up and running. Excellent. And so does this continue to take us, let me just make that a little smaller so we can try to get that whole thing on the screen. This will take us through not only a tutorial, but it'll actually take us to an end where we can make the purchase?
There is actually a way to, you have to go to mysolavei.com. There's no direct link from the tutorial. So when you log into MySolavei, you'll see something on the dashboard that, basically shows that, hey, you want to activate new members with SIM packs, you just click here.
And we'll show you that in a second.
That's right.
Okay, so what is this here?
So this is who can order. So Maria said it earlier. So Solavei, any Solavei social member can order Solavei SIM packs, and they are limited to 60 SIMs per week.
Got it.
So now let's go into the next one.
All right. So how can I order, or how can this help me grow my network? Well, I think it's pretty clear to everyone, right? You can activate right on the spot. That's a big, big, exciting moment. And even more important, it alleviates the 3 to 5 wait time for them to receive their SIM card in the mail. So for everyone that's ordering these, on the spot, you can activate individuals.
This is actually, Ryan mentioned something about Black Friday coming up, Thanksgiving, Christmas holidays. Certainly we're right here at that time, and I'm just sitting here thinking of some of the phone prices that we've seen coming out. What a great opportunity to be able to really set people up, even if it's an inexpensive $29 phone or whether it's a expensive $400 phone. Being able to have the phone and the SIM together without that wait time over these next few days is going to be powerful. What a great way to show up at some parties with some of those with you. So how many SIM cards are in a pack? Explain this to us.
Yeah, so there's a couple of different options. We have 2 SIM card types. We have the standard and we have the micro SIMs. And so when you think about what you're going to order, if you've got 2 different options and you can order either the 10-pack or the 20-pack of either type of SIM card. The 10-pack is $20, the 20-pack is $40. And when you're ordering, you can order a combination of the different packs or you can order one. But when you're ordering, make sure to remember that 80% of phones in the marketplace today use a standard SIM. So for the most part, the majority of phones will use that standard SIM.
Excellent. And so out in the marketplace, and I've had this said a couple of times, the standard SIM is also known. There's a, what are the 2 SIMs cards? I'm having a blank.
Standard? Yeah.
A mini and micro. Sorry, I was having a little blank there. So what we're calling a mini SIM is actually what we're calling a standard SIM. Some folks may know as a mini SIM, and then we have a micro SIM, correct?
That's right. Yep.
So that's something for them to note, because if they are going to a store that's not going to explain it according to the way we do, standard just means it's what's most commonly used, which is the mini SIM. And then the micro SIM, which is actually smaller, is what you're going to find like for the HTC One S and some other phones as well. But 80% you're going to go with the standard SIM. Now, can they split this up? Or do they have to do like all one size?
No, you can definitely, you can't split the pack itself, But each pack can be ordered in those multitudes. So let's say that you want to order 30 SIM cards, but you want 20 of the standard and 10 of the micro. That's absolutely fine. You just can't take a 20 pack and do a combination of the two.
But you could do 10 and 10.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
See, I did my math.
It's important to note, though, on this one, you know, with the introduction of the Nano SIM, the new SIM for the iPhone 5, we at this time do not have the ability to send that one out. It is something that's in our roadmap down the road here, but currently we do not have the Nano SIM. I know it's a number one question that we get asked, and just wanted to make sure that we highlight that it's not available right now. We're working on it, but standard and micro SIMs are the ones that we have available.
Excellent. So where can I order Solavei SIM packs? And there we have it.
That's right. So logging into My Solavei, and then you click the banner on your dashboard, and there you go. It walks you right into the process.
Excellent.
And then
So
the most exciting one, what can I order?
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. And that is going to, oh, well, let's go to the next one. When can I order?
That's right. Tomorrow. That's the exciting time. We can't wait.
Do we have a time on that so that I don't get a whole bunch of people texting me when? Do we have an idea of when that's going to happen?
Yeah, we're trying to do it as soon as possible. Right now, it's scheduled for end of day.
Okay.
There may be some surprise and delight there ahead of schedule, but we are saying end of day.
Excellent. Well, I have a question, but I bet it's going to be answered here in just a second. So how to order, we saw that. Shipping and handling.
That's right. So the SIM packs will be shipped within 2 to 3 business days, and it's $5 for the shipping.
So what we're going to get when we get it, for example, if we get 10 to 20, we're going to get the Solavei SIM packs in a type of envelope, I would presume?
That's right. And then you'll see some step-by-step instructions, so it shows you how to activate new members.
Oh, good. Okay, so it'll come with instructions.
That's right.
So right now, one of the things I think is important for everyone to note is that we have the free SIM card deal with Solavei, that if you get started in the month of November, you're going to get the, obviously, first month free and free SIM card, meaning they won't pay the $29 fee for the SIM card at enrollment.
That's right. Take advantage of the promotion.
Yeah. So one of my questions is how long right now, because I know there's some folks that are going to some pretty big family parties, get-togethers, that love to have those SIM cards there to tease and tantalize folks to make the switch to Solavei. So if they order tomorrow, what is our expected shipment and delivery dates? So
shipment and delivery, so you're looking at about 2 to 3 day business day turnaround, so you should receive it by that time. And then on September 21st, they will begin to be able to enroll people directly into the system.
So they can actually get the SIM card here in the next couple days, but they just need to wait till the 21st to actually be able to enroll and activate those cards.
That's right.
Okay, good. That's great clarification. That was a question that came through on one of our mastermind calls today. You'll receive an order confirmation and shipping confirmation with tracking number when your Solavei SIM pack has shipped, and then order walkthrough.
Yeah, so what's exciting about this section right here is if you kind of just scroll across, you can see the walkthrough all the way through.
Let me just see if I can do that. Oh, it's got a little scroll bar. Gotcha.
Yeah. So you don't have to do any pop-ups or anything like that. And so as you can see, you go through the process. It's very basic, very easy to walk through. And at the end, you get an overall shipping kind of information and then the payment. And then there you go. You're all ready.
Can I just say that's excellent, Rudy, the way y'all put that in there. This is my first time to see it. And I know that signing people up, even enrollment, I've always wondered, what are they seeing? I know there's been updates made in the enrollment process. I love this. I would love for this to be done on enrollment process generally. This is fantastic. I love it. I just had somebody clarify that it's not September. Actually, I have a bunch of people clarifying that we said September 21st, and I think Rudy actually meant November 21st.
That's right,
so,
and it is actually the 23rd, just to clarify.
We just got corrected.
23rd. Okay, so are y'all hitting each other?
Yeah, everybody's following each other around saying, oh!
Okay, so November 23rd is when you will actually be able to activate these SIM cards.
That's right.
Great. Okay, so moving on, return process.
Yeah, so anybody can return the SIM cards 14 days from the time of purchase. Those SIMs would have to be in the same condition as they received, so the original packaging and unopened. And if you want to request a refund, you can just email the simpack@solavei.com email box for return number, and then at that point you'll receive an email from us in regards to the next steps.
Okay, excellent. Okay, here's some good FAQs. Let's see if these FAQs are lining up with the ones I'm getting online right now. Who do I contact if a member uses the wrong SIM card to enroll? Well,
this one, it really is the same process that we have currently. If you receive the different SIM card number, you'll have to give us a call at 186-SOLAVEI, and we'll make that happen. There are some system updates that are coming soon, and we're wanting to see if, we're having the ability for you to update your SIM card as well. But today, you have to give us a call and talk to one of our folks.
So what if I enroll a member and they lose their SIM card?
Well, so they'll have to call in. It'll be the same process, and they'll purchase another SIM, and they'll be able to replace it right through the system through our member support specialists.
And there is a $29 charge for the replacement SIM. Now, one of the questions that was asked of me the other day, and I think that you asked me this on the FAQ call, was what if somebody else is holding a SIM and they can just give me one of the SIMs that they just purchased in this pack? And the answer is you can go ahead and give them that SIM, and it'll take care of the job for them.
So at that point, would they still need to pay the $29 fee, or would that just be the replacement, $2 replacement?
Yeah, they would just have to give us a call, and we'll change the SIM card number.
Got it. So they wouldn't actually have, that's a question that has popped up here on the live questions, is what happens if they want to, if they lose their phone, or if they need to replace their SIM card, if it's broken. In that particular setting, obviously they need to get a new phone. But the SIM card, the number can be preserved by putting a new SIM in their new phone? And you guys would just change that over, okay.
That's correct, but it's really important to know that you cannot reuse a SIM card. Once you go in and you have activated that SIM in your phone, it's yours. And you're not able to take that SIM card and plug it into somebody else's phone and have them use it, because it's, the very high technology systems, the switch associates your phone number and that SIM card. And if you try to trick it and put it into somebody else's phone, it doesn't work. So SIM cards usually don't break unless they're actually physically broken. If they don't work, it's because we're trying to trick the system, and the system doesn't like to be tricked.
Good clarification. Quickly, will member support be open on Thanksgiving Day?
I'm sorry, we are not going to be open on Thanksgiving. They have the holiday off, but we will be open first thing in the morning on Friday morning. Okay,
excellent. Here's a couple of questions that I'm not seeing on here. Let me just ask this real quick while we're here, because it's the same topic. When we're talking about the SIM cards, can somebody port a number on these SIM cards? Are they going to be able to port when they activate someone?
Yeah, great question, Stacy. So absolutely, you'll be able to port your number exactly like the process today. Whenever you are enrolling, you'll enter the number that you want to port in enrollment. And then after completing the enrollment, you'll get your member ID, and you'll proceed to activate.solavei.com to enter your member ID and the order ID, which will be unique for you. It'll be a D with the last 6 digits of your member ID. And then you'll be able to enter the information like the account number and the PIN and password from your current carrier. So you can call in advance to get that information, and then be able to submit your activation request. So that is something that you'll want to do if you're porting your number, is take that extra step to go to activate.solavei.com and enter the information to approve your port.
And the great news is that that entire process that Jolene just mentioned is outlined in this tutorial for you.
You know, I was sitting here thinking, Maria sounds just like Jolene. It
Yeah,
was
she's much smarter
Jolene.
than I am.
Okay, got it. Excellent. What if my shipment doesn't arrive?
So first, you'll check the status of the shipment with the tracking number you received in your confirmation email. And then at that point, if you have any other questions about your shipment, you can contact us, and we'll help you along.
Excellent. Will the enrolling member still pay for the SIM card? That's a question I've had a couple of times. How does the customer pay? How much do they pay for the SIM?
Yeah, so currently, we're under the promotion, and we're still working through some items, but we are, for December, if nothing changes, you would actually go through the enrollment process as is today, and there would be if you're going through the normal process, there's an enrollment fee the first month, and also the $29 SIM card.
So being Barbara Walters that I am, you said if nothing changes, so right now we're in a promotion, and being the ever-inquisitive inquirer that I am, potentially in the future there could be opportunities that the company is able to utilize with that SIM card.
Yes, ma'am. There always is.
Can I reuse a SIM card?
No, you cannot reuse a SIM card.
Just period? That's just the end of that?
That's the end of that story. It's a one time, one use. You enter that number, you activated it, it's in your phone. Don't take it out and put it in anybody else's phone because it's not going to work.
So is there like shelf life to these SIM cards? Is there a certain amount of time that people, these are real questions actually that are being asked.
No, that's okay.
Is there a shelf life to these SIM cards of which people have a certain amount of time before they have to activate them? Before they blow up or something, I'm sure.
Yeah, Stacy, that's another good question. I got that one today as well, so we're also receiving that. This is Jolene. So no, there is not a shelf life per se on the SIM cards. You could use them a year from now if you wanted to. However, we are continuing to develop new features and services for our members, and a lot of those features and services are dependent on technology within that SIM card. So a year from now, the SIM cards that our members receive will have enhancements on them. And so members that are using old SIMs that, they're still selling them a year from now may not get that same experience. So we definitely encourage members to buy the amount that they need, work through that amount, and then buy more as they need them, and really not keep them for a year.
So Kathy Mahoney says here, how do we know exactly which SIM card to use again? Is that something they can ask the dealer, ask the vendor, ask the store? How will they know which SIM card particularly to use?
That's a great question. As a clarification, is it about the size of the SIM card?
Yeah. Do I do standard or do I do micro?
Oh, yes, that's a great question. So in most cases, we'll be enrolling that member when we're right there with them with their phone. We'll have the IMEI number that we're putting into enrollment to check and see that the phone's compatible and what the experience is going to be on the Solavei network. So you'll actually be able to see exactly what SIM card size is needed. However, in the event that you're over the phone or talking with someone, it is the standard that about 80% of phones in market today use the standard SIM size. So that is going to be the majority. There's about 6 phones out there that take the micro SIM, the HTC One S being one of them, the Galaxy S3 being another. And it's a simple Google search if it's just at your fingertips to look and see what the SIM card size is.
So one of the things that folks are wanting to know, and I think it's important to clarify, and one of the things that's, I think, great for you as a member is to note that there are going to be people through the holiday that are going to be out looking for new phones. Maybe it's going to be their first smartphone, or maybe they're looking to get a phone to be able to have a profit center with Solavei. Certainly there's websites like you guys heard. I'm a little hesitant to tell you guys about it again because of the influx. The website's not going to be up till this week, but where the dealers are going to be actually selling phones with SIM cards. And so that's going to make it a great opportunity for you not to make that decision. And just like Jolene said, I think it's real important to note everything, not just the size of a SIM card, everything is at the tip of your fingers. Certainly all things Solavei you can find in our support community. You're not going to call one of the incredible hundreds of Solavei member support team members that we've got, and they have access to any more information than you have at your fingertips. Secondarily, it's not about Solavei, and it's about a third party, or if it's about a specific phone or specs on a phone, Google it. You've got so much at your fingertips. If you want to know the size of the SIM, just click it in there, and you will be able to find that information in the spec sheets of all of these phones that certainly are out there at retail. Now that we've got options, I would say, if you just want to go for it and buy one, great, but we are going to be making some other things available, so you can save a lot of money on those as well. Let's move right on forward with the enrollment checklist. This is another interactive tool. You know me, I like interactive. I like to click little buttons and see colors. So how does this checklist work?
Yeah, so if you think about it, it's really just a reminder, things to remember when you are about to enroll a new member with that SIM card in hand, right? So member has coverage where they live, work, and play. If they want to bring in their own phone, then we want to make sure it's compatible by checking the IMEI number. And then most importantly probably here now is also making sure that the phone is unlocked. So every single time if they're bringing their own phone, make sure that phone is unlocked. And then the second is, do they want a new number? And if they don't want a new number and they want to port it, there's a couple of steps to remember, which is one, they need to make sure to have their account number in hand from their old or for their current service provider, and then make sure that they have their PIN as well, so when they're ready to enroll, they're all set.
Very good. Okay, and then this is pushing them into the enrollment flow where they confirm their SIM card size, have new unused SIM card ready, select their phone, validate their IMEI, and once they've done that.
Yep, then this is where it changes a little bit. So the enrollment flow is basically the same all the way through, but this is where it transitions a bit for folks that have the SIM card in hand. So at this point, once you validated the IMEI, you go back in and you enter in I have SIM twice. Once you check that IMEI on step 5, it'll take you to actually entering the SIM card number twice. So if you want to scroll down a little bit. And then you'd hit next. At that point, you finish out the enrollment process as it stands today, so none of the other steps will change. And the great news here is once you're completed, if they're not porting their number, they're automatically activated. Now that activation can take up to 24 hours to take place. Typically it's pretty quick. But it's exciting because they don't have to go to activate.solavei.com. Now the caveat here is if they are enrolling and they are porting their number, they need to go to activate.solavei.com after they're finished and go through the process that Jolene had outlined earlier.
Okay, so wait, let's just back up for just a second. Did you just say that with the SIM in hand, enrolling like this, they do not have to go to activate? This is the activation process unless they're porting.
That's correct. That's really exciting news.
That is very exciting news. Okay, very good.
And we'll go through the activation process here in a second. So we just wanted to call out the notifications that they'll receive, an order confirmation, email notification, a get and starting email, and then a welcome letter from Ryan.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can actually take the enrollment walkthrough right here.
Yeah, you could. Obviously in this process you won't need to, so you can go back because it's the existing enrollment process as it stands today. So, sorry, go ahead and hit next, and then next one more time. And then this is where we outline the activation process if they are porting their number. There's 3 steps that they need to follow, and it's the same process that Jolene had outlined. So they'll enter the member's new 10-digit member ID, and so you'll enter D followed by the last 6 digits of the member ID for the order number.
Okay, excellent.
2 to 24 hours to make it happen, and the magic will start, and they'll be able to begin using their service.
That's right.
Do we get to hear nice little sounds, like chiming sounds? Hallelujah, hallelujah.
You'll hear the Solavei ringtone when you turn on your phone.
That's right. That is it. That's like the angels singing to us.
That's right.
Okay, so this is the final checklist then that we can go through, and obviously this isn't something you have to go through this whole tutorial when you're signing someone up. This is just to help train you, equip you, if you want to be able to tell others and to know for yourself. It's great to go through this a couple times so you've got it down pat when you're taking folks through it one-on-one. So let's go through the checklist, Rudy.
So if you're porting the number, and you want to make sure to go to activate.solavei.com and follow the steps we just outlined. If they are bringing their own phone, making sure that their APN settings are correct.
And what does that mean? Shall I click?
Yeah. So there is APN settings here that you know for the Android manual data setup, and you can also go to the Equipment Center to also find other steps for other phones that may correspond to those APN settings. So if you're bringing your own phone and it's unlocked, you want to make sure and go down that path to make sure that the phone works exactly as you want it to work. So data works, SMS works, text messaging.
People are telling me that they can't see my screen, that I made it too small. Sorry, guys.
This looks really, you know, like a lot of steps, but when you go through the menus, it really is very easy to actually delete them and put new ones in. But if you don't do this, your data and your MMS is not going to work. And I'm sure a lot of folks on this call have heard members say, I don't know why my MMS isn't working. And this is the reason why. We just need to update those settings in their phones, because usually they're programmed for the carrier that actually they were already on.
Yeah, and so I'm going to go ahead and say it, the getaphone.biz that we talked about last week, and again, the website will be available this week. They're going to make sure that all these settings are set for the phones. So moving forward, and I know the company's also looking at a couple of other options to provide just some references of where you can go to get great phones. But one of the things I've asked of them is that they just continue the process, because they're basically setting all these, they're pre-setting, it's called pre-configuring the phone for us, so that it'll have the MMS, it'll have the internet, it'll have the data available, and that's real important. But even though that is the case, it's important for everyone. I would say all of you should walk through this and know how to do it, that if somebody is with you or somebody does call you, certainly they can go to support and walk through it, and I would encourage them to do that, even if you can do it. But it's good for you to know it yourself, to be able to do on the fly.
That's right.
Okay, let's tap back here. I got some more check boxes I get to click off.
That's right. So then you get a chance to make sure the phone works by trying to make a phone call. That's always the quickest way.
Can I ask a quick question, Rudy, real quick? Is it possible that there are phones not listed in the BYOP in our support community that will pass the IMEI test and still work? Or do you have every phone listed?
You know, for the most part, if it's not going to work, it'll actually tell you that it's not. We've done our due diligence with everyone's feedback, so thank you, everyone that's provided us guidance if you had a phone and it wasn't able to work with our SIM cards. So we've done, you know, I think a good cleanse of the ones that will not work. Of course, you know, phones are coming out every single day, and we're trying to keep up with all the different carriers and all those phones. So we believe that if you put your IMEI number in, that it'll provide you the right direction on the experience and if it actually will work. But of course, you know, there's always additional phones that are out there that have, you know, very specific programming, like the Lumina, right? So some of the Microsoft phones that have come out in the past needed a SIM card just for that phone, and it won't work on any other SIM card. So we don't carry those. So those are the little, you know, tidbits, but for the most part, I would say 99.999% of the time, we are 100%.
Got it. So it's more so, just check the list. First off, if you get an IMEI number, does that mean it's going to work?
Yes.
Okay, got it. All right.
Usually, if you get an IMEI number, you put it in there, it'll work. In the case of the Nokia Lumina, it will not.
Got it. Okay, so we remind the member to log into My Solavei to explore the community, share the message via Facebook. So we're basically encouraging them to go out and share. If they don't become a social member during enrollment, they can sign up in My Solavei within the network tab going forward. But I would just say that although that is a very pretty orange square, I would say go ahead and get them signed up as a social member.
That's right.
Don't let that hang.
Share.
Yeah, that's right. Share. Enroll. Activate. Okay, to learn more about how Solavei works, they can go to tutorial.solavei.com.
That's right, and they'll see the Solavei overview tutorial.
Great, and that's the tutorial we just went through not too long ago. And finally, provide the new number with your contact information so that you can stay connected with that person. And I would say, once they become a social member, get in there and post in the community so they can get their first message from you. That's going to immediately engage them in the feeling of knowing that, hey, I had somebody yesterday actually say, Stacy, is there any way that the company can make the timeout so it doesn't time out so quickly? Because I literally leave the community on all day long, and I watch it while I'm at work, and I love watching the feed. I don't know if her boss would like that, but it's important to get those folks immediately able to see themselves in that community. So I would say right as you get home or as soon as you can, send that person a welcome to the community and let them know how to tap into additional resources. Okay, and so that is now print the new member kit.
That's right. So we do have a new member summary. A new member summary document coming soon, and so we'll post that as soon as we get it. And then there is a new member brochure that's posted here as well. So you can use that. Give it a few minutes here.
Second?
Hopefully second.
That's like a powerful computer.
Yeah, and that's been another thing I know folks have been asking about is when is there going to be a new member kit that people can get? Is there going to be any resources people get for training? And yes, those things are coming. Again, as we continue to evolve, they're coming, and it's going to be very exciting. I really appreciate you guys, though, for putting these kind of things right here in the member enrollment flow and these type of tutorials. So great news. This is a really good brochure that you can take and print yourself. It is also available in the member tools, bottom right-hand side of the solavei.com. And, of course, just front and back, it's an excellent brochure.
And just as a side note, it's also available in Spanish on the support.solavei.com and Espanol site.
Excellent. Very good. Yes, it was. They went like hotcakes or tamales when we were in Puerto Rico. No, Puerto Rico doesn't do tamales. I don't know what that food is that they do.
No, they do mofongo.
Okay, excellent, and continue the momentum. So that is the Solavei SimPack tutorial. Maria, are there any specific questions that you know that have come in today or maybe yesterday that we didn't cover in the FAQ? I would encourage everybody to go back and listen to the FAQ call. The replay number is posted there. I know it's on empoweredliving.biz. I'm not sure if some of the other leaders also have them on their sites as well. But just go back and listen to that. We did cover a lot of FAQs on that call. Gary Craig was the host of that call this week, and really grateful for the questions that he did put in there. So, Maria, anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think that we've really covered it. And the great news is that we're going to put a link on there, and there'll be additional FAQs as they come up through our FAQs, our hot topics. So we'll continue to update and answer questions as we receive them when we launch tomorrow and through next week. So it'll be interactive. We'll continue to update as we get questions. So keep it coming. We appreciate y'all.
And so just to recap, the $2 each sim, but you buy them in packs of 10 or 20. And we're talking available by end of day Friday. Maria, of course, we're all hoping it's sooner. It's funny, we won it yesterday, right?
Yes.
But we certainly are excited. Thank you for all of the effort and the work that you guys have put in and that you continue to put in. I know there's folks that are still waiting to have service. Some are still waiting to get their SIM cards. Some folks have decided to change phones, and so they're having to make adjustments. Some folks decided to port, and they're still waiting on their port numbers. All of those are normal processes in mobile. And so we want to appreciate and share our appreciation and gratitude. Here it is Thanksgiving. for you and Rudy and Jolene and Linda and Chris and all of the incredible member support team for what you're doing for us to allow us to have this opportunity to share Solavei with others. So we really do appreciate you guys.
Thank you, and thank you for your leadership. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Back at you, baby. Okay, so call in webinar schedule. Here's what we've got. Monday, coming up, Team Huddle webinar, 6 p.m. Tuesday, Team Huddle in Spanish. That same webinar is a mirror image on Tuesdays. We had a great one, the first one ever in the history of Solavei. And Jose Miranda and Jose Rojas did a fantastic job. And then Wednesday, our FAQ call, and Thursday, national training call. I would assume this week we're going to begin to see that 24/7 sizzle call that Ryan recorded last week, or this particular week. Tuesday, he did the What is Solavei overview. It was fantastic. So very soon that will be posted, and I'm sure that Marie and the team will let us know where that's going to be posted when it's available. So again, everyone, thank you for attending tonight, and we appreciate you. We will stop the recording and go ahead and answer a couple of questions. Marie, if you could hang on we'll just go for about 5 minutes. And again, remember, now is the time, this is the place, and you are the ones to start the revolution. Good night, everyone. So, Maria, real quickly, if I could just ask a couple of extra questions here. I've got literally incredible responses here. People just saying, this is cool, this is amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here's a question that I think is worthy of being addressed. Can I loan a SIM to another social member?
No, once you give it up and they put it in their phone and they call us so that we can update their number, it's theirs. And there's no way to bring it back to you. So a SIM card, it can only be used one time. And I know in the past couple months we've had folks that switch from one phone to the other to another, and then all of a sudden they're calling us to try and understand why their phones aren't working. And it's the confusion of the SIM cards is what I like to call it. So one SIM, one phone, only used once.
So if I have a phone that I bought for $29 and I get some Christmas money and I go out and I am very excited that I can get a phone that is still a standard SIM, but it's a different phone. Can I take it out of the original phone and put it into a different phone?
Yes, because it is tied to your phone number. So your SIM card number is tied to your phone number, and if you just place it into that new phone, you just have to update that phone with your information, your contact list, and all those things. Your SIM card will still work. You'll be able to make phone calls and use the data. But if you wanted to give it to your mom for her to put it in her phone, then that's not going to work.
So when somebody goes international and they travel abroad, they can take their SIM card out, they can put it in a nice little safe location, or take it with them, and when they get to that country, they can get whatever local SIM card there is, put it in their phone, and come back, and they can put their original Solavei SIM card back in their phone, right? Yes, because if their phone is unlocked, they're able to do that. So I think that's important for us to note. Here in America, we are not as used to that as abroad, but it's very important for you to kind of know the ins and outs of SIM card uses. And I'm so thrilled that Solavei is getting to educate so many people right now in the process. So here's a question. We won't be able to activate the SIM cards till the 23rd, right? Yes, and we are trying to do it sooner rather than later, but the 23rd is the date that we will have them. So imagine you put your order in tomorrow by end of day. We'll ship to you on Monday. Takes about 2 days to get there. Remember, we have Thanksgiving going on, and mail doesn't actually deliver on Thanksgiving. So you should receive them by Wednesday, if not Friday. And on Friday, the site will be live, enrollment will be live, and you'll be able to be good to go. So a clarification question of the $2 per card, but they come in packs of 10 or 20, plus $5 shipping. So the question here is that one-time $5 shipping no matter how many it is? Yes. So can they put an order in for 60 for their team and then disperse the 60 amongst their team so that they pay $5 shipping? Yeah. Good. So the cards are not tied to a person until they activate, correct?
Correct.
Excellent. Very good. Well, another question here that is coming in often, of course, I know, Maria, we have made some adjustments with the phones that are available with Solavei. Folks are wanting to know where they can buy phones for their customers and what is the future of the phones that are currently out of stock on Solavei.
Yeah, so I'm going to be very transparent on this one. So the Wildfire and the HTC One S aren't going to come back. We are sold out, and we're not going to replenish them. We currently have the ZTE Origin, and we have them in stock, and I encourage folks to, if they have members that want to buy that phone, to use them. And I believe that you've been an incredible resource in trying to understand different bring your own phone options, and we'll also have additional websites and partners that we bring up in the near future. So currently today and through the holiday right now, we're going to have the ZTE Origin, but there are so many options out there, folks, on the ability to buy a phone that is unlocked that will be, compatible to our Solavei network. And I just encourage everyone to look to see what's right for them.
Excellent. Very good. And I'll add that you can certainly, we'll keep you abreast as far as the leaders out here. We are working ongoing to try to create the best resources for the teams, making sure that you get great deals. Certainly, we do have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people in our networks, and with that comes some leverage power to drive down costs. And we're going to do that as much as we can to try to get wholesale phones for everybody, to make sure that they're unlocked, and to make sure that we've got good solutions so that you don't have to go to Walmart or Best Buy and pay retail. Certainly, we don't want to see that. That's not part of the value proposition of the company. I also think it's just important to note that the reasoning behind that, Solavei has never been in the phone business. Phones were a service, but what we found, and Maria, you can speak to this, that people tend to, if there is a phone issue, I heard it probably 3 times today, that somebody was frustrated with Solavei because they went to Europe and their phone didn't work. And that's not Solavei. That's the phone issue. And the amount of member support and follow-up that was required to stay up with these phones. Maria, do you have anything to say as to why that decision is being made?
Yeah, we don't have global offerings right now. So we don't have global phones. It may be something we offer in the future, but today that is the way that our service works.
Yeah, I didn't mean on the international global phones. I meant just we've made the choice not to have those phones or to restock them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's just a lot of commotion here in the office today. So yeah, there is at this point, I would just say that it's hard to keep up with the Joneses and the phones, and you have to make a decision. Do you go after just providing great mobile service, or do you try to compete with everyone out there on handsets? Handsets come and go, and it's always the next new shiny object. And it is for usually the people that can afford it. And our demographic is we were trying to build 1 million thousandaires and trying to give folks an opportunity to do something different and to really make a difference in their lives. So we're focusing on that piece. And also trying to ensure that when we offer the phones, that it's the best price. And for us, if we can't do that, it's starting to make us understand where we want to focus. So more to come on it. I don't have all of the details to share on this call, but always know that we're looking at doing the right thing for all of our members and wanting to make the biggest impact so that folks can really make a difference in their lives and get their service for affordable or free, and have the opportunity to make some money to make a difference in the way that they've actually been able to manage their lives.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys so much for being a part. Remember, we are still in that free incentive where the first month is free, SIM card is free, and if you refer 3 people, your second month is free as well. That goes for all of you who are already members. If you refer 3 this month, you get next month's service free. So some of you have already seen the posts in the community where it says, hey, congratulations, you've got an enrollment, 2 more, and your service is free. I'm excited to say that my enrollment is, my 3 came in and my next month is free. It is a wonderful thing to run a profit center with 0 overhead and 0 cost. And that is exciting. I encourage you guys, if you haven't done that yet, then go get your trio this week. If you haven't completed your fab, go get your 12, get your 4 trios and pull that $650 off the table. Every trio equals additional $20 a month trio pay. There's so many great reasons right now why to share Solavei. Tomorrow we're going to be excited, Maria and Rudy and Jolene, to be able to get those SIM cards. And again, we really, really appreciate all that you guys have done for us. Again, thank you for being a part of tonight's webinar, everyone. We look forward to Monday and just have a fantastic night. Good night, everyone.